and we have Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune. So this morning the paper is loaded, but we just have to pick some headlines here. Plateau Forest grazing reserves now occupied by bandit Moswang. And if you look at, if you have the paper in your hands, you see the image of Pope Francis. Also, we touch on it. World leaders, others pay tribute as Pope Francis died at 88. He died from stroke, heart failure. All right, let's go below the paper. We have this heading there. Disquiet in APC over Tinubu's deal with Kwankwaso. Party shiftings kick against automatic ticket for new entrants. All right, let us also move to our political analysts as usual to throw some light on these headings from Nigerian Tribune.
Okay, but I think this rider is common, just like I think Vanguard carried it, the Plateau killings, and then so we have talked about that. We have talked about the Pope Francis death. But I think what will interest me in this now, in this Tribune headline, is the disquiet in APC over Tinubu's deal with Konkoso. Well, party chieftains kick against automatic ticket for new entrants. Well, having a Konkoso, the one thing is that Konkoso is a very valuable political asset to any political party, especially in the north, Kano Kano especially. But of course, having Konkoso and Ganduje coming from the same state in the same political party is something that we need a lot of carefulness. If we can allow, I think, in my own opinion, Konkoso is not new to politics. So having him coming as a new member and then going through the process of new membership doesn't make much sense because of his a political heavyweight. So I think the best thing I believe the party needs to do is to accept him like that and grant him that concession, grant him that that freedom, being a man of great experience in politics, and just allow him there. But of course, what they just need to guard against is that the possible clash in future between him and Ganduje, because these are two political heavyweights from Kano, and we know what that could mean for the party. So I think there's nothing wrong if you give him automatic ticket. Of course, it's a way of increasing the APC fortune in the next election.
All right, thank you. So viewers, you can also hear your own view. So let us have your contribution in the comment section. So we have our last paper of today, which is This Day newspaper. So the top header there reads, U.S. tariffs to maintain liquidity, CBN inject dollars into forex markets. At the top most of the paper, we have DMO Nigerian public debt stood at 444.665 trillion naira in December 2024. So below the rider, we have Lagos, Rivers, Ogun, three most indebted states. Jigawa is least with less than 2 billion naira debt. So I believe this we do it for These Days newspaper. So let us go to our political analyst right now to also show us some lights about these particular headings.
Just to caption that's interesting here. The major one is U.S. tariffs to maintain liquidity. U.S. tariffs to maintain liquidity. CBN injects dollars into forex market. I think this is a way of this is an attempt by CBN to ensure that dollar does not get to the level which it becomes highly unbearable for Nigerians. That's what CBN does. Anytime dollar is exceeding 1,600 or thereabout, they pump in dollar into the system just to ensure that there's liquidity. Because the issue here is that Nigeria is not earning, as it is now, there is oil slump. Nigeria is not earning much from oil. So the best thing now, and then if Nigeria is not earning much from oil, we have a kind of dollar scarcity now, but we can't continue to allow dollar scarcity in the system. So the best thing is that the ones CBN has in the external reserve, they have to pump some to the system so that we can have enough dollars in the system in order to strengthen the naira. So as it is now, our they say oil price slump by 12%. So now by this slump in oil price, that means our dollar inflow has decreased and therefore threatening our external reserves. So the best the government can just do now is to ensure that production remains stable, possibly increase production, even if the oil is low. So long as our production is not affected, we can still be getting dollars to run our economy, to support our naira. They say the other one is DMO. Nigerian public debt stood at 144.665 trillion in December 2024. And it cited Lagos, Rivers, Ogun, and as three most indebted states. If you look at these states, they appear to be the most industrialized state in Nigeria. Lagos, we have a lot of industries there. Rivers, I think Ogun at the time, Ogun was rated as having more manufacturing industry than Lagos. But I don't know what the statistics is now for now. But of course, if you look at these states, they are earning more. Ogun, for example, has the VAT of Ogun, I think according to the last report, says it's more than the entire southeast. That shows that the state has the ability to pay, even though it still needs more money to finance infrastructure and other things. If you look at Lagos, you know what Lagos is. Lagos is requires money too for infrastructure development, same thing as Rivers. So those are if you look at these three states, they are the key states that are highly indebted amongst all the states of the Federation. Of course, we talk about Jigawa. Jigawa is listed with less than 2 billion naira. We can't say much. We shouldn't be surprised rather about Jigawa, because Jigawa is in the north. Is among the states that is affected by banditry somehow. So we don't expect a lot of industrial activities there. But of course, these states, the government, the governors needs to be accountable to the people on how they spend this money, and then also avoid overborrowing so that they won't run to liquidity crunch.
All right, guys. So that was fantastic from Mr. Lanry, a political analyst. And also this we do for today's newspapers review. And especially I want to thank you, Mr. Larry, for your time. So what can you say about this? So whatever that you have to contribute, why can't you relate it in the comment section? And don't forget to join us here. We'll be doing this every day, every morning. So please, for you to get access, you know what to do. So like this content, share the content, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe here to always get this update. Then let us meet again tomorrow.